Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Mike, and I'm going to be breaking down how I think the MCU should have utilized Captain America and Iron Man after Endgame. So let's jump right into it. I would have had Iron Man survive the snap, but he would have been severely injured, leaving him in a coma in the ICU for months. Cap would have remained relevant in the MCU and active, but he would refuse to return to his young self, thus disbanding the Avengers by that decision. Cap will still have handed the shield over to Sam due to Steve feeling that he failed the Avengers when they lost to Thanos. Cap says, "How can I carry the shield when I can't even carry my team?" This falls right into Steve's character because at that moment, he may not believe in himself, but he still believes in good men. And that good man is Sam Wilson. Which this is basically my premise on the first Captain America movie post-Endgame. It would be one of the earlier films in Phase 4 with both Steve and Sam at the helm. And in doing all of this with keeping these two characters around, now you create suspense and anticipation and build up for when these characters come back and Captain America eventually decides to step back into action. And that even builds more anticipation because I do have a great idea for when and how Steve Rogers decides to get back into his prime self, become his young self again, and step back into action. But in doing all this, you can really build that anticipation for the next Avengers movie while still keeping your heavy actors active in the coming stories. But this decision by Steve is what prompts the government to take matters into their own hands and create the Thunderbolts team themselves. But first, let me say this. Me personally, I would still have Agent Coulson around, but it could be Agent Jimmy Woo or whatever agent that we're going to have around. Agent Cleary could maybe still, this maybe could be our introduction to him. But one of the agents would go to the raft and they would recruit Zemo to start the team. The government is using this task force, the Thunderbolts, as a cover for the first steps in acting and hunting against mutants. However, as a cover from the government using the Thunderbolts as a means to hunt down mutants, they issue a public statement saying superheroes are still a viable necessity for our protection. We still need our heroes to protect our world and protect our nation. And that's the public statement they use as a means to cover up the underlying reason why they really created the Thunderbolts as a means to hunt down mutants. And the Thunderbolts don't know why they don't know that they're hunting down mutants. They don't know. Real Thunderbolts movie, they had assignments. So the Thunderbolts are handed assignments, but they don't know that they're mutants. Like I said, I'll get to all this in the full movie breakdown of how I would have handled the Thunderbolts movie. But yeah, that's one of the key twists in the Thunderbolts movie. I have one of the members get the suspicion of what the government is doing, why they're doing this. But yeah, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, I would have really liked to see these two characters stick around after Endgame. That way you give the audience something to grasp onto and look forward to when these characters step back into action and it builds up to the next Avengers movie and we see them suit up again and reform the Avengers. Guys, I got a ton more ideas, especially the Thunderbolts movie one. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave your comments and theories and predictions down below. I love to hear your guys' thoughts and ideas as well. I'll try to read every single one. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.